Right now at 5, President Trump's disapproval rating jumps to 59% in a new poll, the highest level since January 2021 after the Capitol attack.
And a cool start to today, but we are looking at some nice sunny skies that will warm up. More details coming up.
Plus, a terrifying moment on a roller coaster where a couple helps a rider hold on and stay safe.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe.
Well, it's a happy Monday. Halloween has gone and went. I know it happened so quickly.
It went by so incredibly fast. It's just like the weekend. Typically goes by so quick.
And then you have to fall back. I am appreciating that little bit of extra sleep. It makes this 5 a.m. time feel like 6 a.m., which when you're doing 5 a.m.s, you greatly appreciate in the long run.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I mean, that extra hour of sleep really benefits all of us. You know, but we are also looking at some pretty nice weather that's going to be coming up. We're going to be getting warmer. Very unseasonably warm for this time of year. So Halloween definitely had fall-like temperatures, but now we're getting warmer because of a system that's going to be pushing through with those warmer temperatures from the south. So looking forward to that, honestly.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah. So actually, let's take a look at the downtown Pittsburgh right now. Like I was saying, it's a little bit cool out there. Not too bad, but things are going to start warming up as we progress through the day. And also taking a look at 7th and Rangeline. Like I said, clear skies. It's going to be a very beautiful morning as you're waking up. Like I said, a little cooler, but it is going to feel pretty good as you're getting out the door. 20th Rangeline, same thing. Just a little bit of haze there, but that's probably just from the camera. So not really anything going on at this moment. Our fog tracker looks really good. Look at this. No fog at this moment. So like I said, clear skies. That fog is lifting into the air. Very good as you're getting out the door, driving to work. All right, let's take a look at our future track here. So we have clear skies for noon. We're going to see winds from the south, and that's going to be bringing in some warmer air, like I was saying. And we're going to get up to the 60s, upper 60s today, and then pretty much like I was saying, clear skies all day long, 4 o'clock in the afternoon as you're starting to get home. Winds are going to start shifting from the southwest to the south, and that's going to be bringing those temperatures up, like I said, a little bit warmer. And then again, by 8 o'clock, clear skies, southerly winds. It's going to feel really good today. And then by about 10 o'clock, you can see just a little bit of clouds up there, but it's pretty much going to stay clear all through today and also in tonight. Let's take a look at those temperatures right now. It is on the cooler side, mid-40s across most of the area, 47 there in Joplin. Yates here at about 42, Iowa 42. So like I said, a little cool, but that's definitely going to change. But planning your school day, so out the door, 43 degrees. It's going to be clear skies. We're going to get up to about 62 at lunchtime and recess, and then 66 for when you're heading home. So if you're planning your day, like I said, temperatures are going to get up to about the mid-60s, but I'll have more details about this beautiful sunny day coming up.
Thanks, Donald. A woman has been released from the hospital after being hit by a vehicle while families trick-or-treated in Joplin. About 7 p.m. on Friday night, reports came in of a pedestrian being struck by a vehicle in the East Moreland neighborhood. Witnesses say a vehicle drove towards trick-or-treaters crossing the road, with an adult woman pushing children out of the way before she was struck. Chad Davis was cited on City of Joplin charges for DWI for drugs, no valid driver's license, and failure to yield. On Saturday, a judge issued a felony warrant for his arrest, and he's now being held on a $100,000 bond. The pedestrian was talking while on scene and transported stable to an area hospital where she's since been released. New DUI sentencing guidelines go into effect in Oklahoma. The definition of aggravated DUI will make it a felony under certain circumstances. If the driver causes any kind of motor vehicle accident, there is a child in the vehicle, or is driving at a high speeds, it will result in jail time.
When we turned around and started helping her, the only thing I could think of was what if this was my daughter?
This is Chris and Cassie Evans, who say mid-ride on the Mamba, the unexpected happened.
The girl sitting behind my wife just lets out this blood-curdling scream like I've never heard before.
It's a picture that tells a horrifying story.
I assumed maybe it's her first time, whatever. And then she said, my seatbelt came undone.
I have my hands on her blades.
The couple immediately reached over to help, doing what they could to keep her inside the ride.
A pretty big gap between her and the lap bar. So at this point, I'm seeing huge space, no seatbelt. And I looped my arm underneath the lap bar and I'd grabbed a hold of her wrist. My wife was pushing down on her legs.
As season ticket holders, they know the Mamba well and knew the twists and turns up ahead.
As we crested each hill, or as we started to go up to the top, I recognized that it was going to lift her out of her seat. So I kind of shifted our positions to, instead of hold her, to push down on her whole body to keep her from coming out of the seat.
It worked. The couple say they managed to keep her inside the ride until it stopped. They say they then went to report the incident.
We were assured that the ride was closed down for an inspection for the remainder of the evening by management.
A park spokesperson confirms to KCTV5 they shut the ride down immediately after the incident. A team inspected it thoroughly before reopening it later that evening. They say the Mamba has a multi-layered restraint system and operated safely since then. They also add the Mamba has, quote, undergone a comprehensive safety review, and they implemented modifications requested by the fire marshal.
And my whole thought after the incident is, what if it had been somebody else in our seats? What if it was her friends? You know, they could have had a drastically different outcome.
The couple said they did not get a chance to talk with the girl after the incident, but they are trying to connect with her family. While being homeless in Joplin isn't a crime, city leaders say the trend in the illegal dropping off of transients in the city soon could be. A proposed ordinance in Joplin would make it illegal to intentionally drop off homeless people within city limits. The city council passed a first reading of the bill at their last meeting. City officials say they've documented cases where people from other communities were brought to Joplin, adding strain to local shelters and resources. President Trump's disapproval ratings is climbing. In a new Washington Post, ABC News, and PSOS poll, the president's disapproval rating dropped to 59%, a level that's not been since a week after the attack on the Capitol in January 2021. The latest survey polled about more than 1,700 adults. The poll also found that 61% see the Republican Party as out of touch with their lives. Also, 64% of those polled says Trump is going too far in trying to expand the power of the presidency. Fans who don't have the deep pockets to attend next year's World Cup will now have a way to take part in the fun. El Espinoza tells us more about the FIFA Fan Festival in Kansas City.
Kansas City is creating its own World Cup magic. While stadium tickets cost thousands, the city's massive fan festival will let families experience soccer's biggest party for free. Raul Villegas remembers his first World Cup like yesterday.
My first World Cup that I actually remember, it was 1986. I was probably like 7 or 8.
Nearly 4 decades later, that childhood passion drives the soccer coach and El Padrino owner. He's experienced the magic of a World Cup fan festival firsthand.
I've been in one World Cup, which is in Qatar, and I've been to the Fan Fest. It's incredible. You know, you feel part of the game without being at the stadium.
Villegas says the atmosphere is electric. Thousands of fans from around the world gather to watch games on giant screens. These renderings released Tuesday show the KC Heart Gateway, screens, and the main stage at the Memorial. There's food, music, and pure soccer passion. It's exactly what Kansas City wants to recreate. The fan festival will be the main way most people experience the World Cup.
FIFA will really manage everything at the stadium. This is our activation, and this is the way most people will interact with the World Cup.
Kramer says the festival will capture the global celebration through 2 stages and other entertainment. It's designed to bring the World Cup experience to every corner of the community. And for families priced out of the stadium, it's a chance to be a part of history.
But we connect different ethnicities, different countries, and come together and play. That's the beautiful part of the game.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, police apprehend a train stabbing suspect in just 8 minutes after emergency calls. Plus, artificial light at night increases your risk of heart disease, according to a new study. And cool and sunny conditions across the 4 states. Donald has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping World Watch, police in Britain say multiple stabbings by a 32-year-old lone attacker is not a terrorist incident. It happened late Saturday on a train rolling towards London. At least 10 people were hurt. Some suffered life-threatening injuries. CBS's Leigh Cunary has the latest from London.
A rapid response. Police apprehended a suspect outside only 8 minutes, they say, after they had emergency calls from passengers on board. Ollie Foster was on the train.
Guys suddenly run past going, run. And they were like, a guy's just stabbing everyone back there.
11 people were injured before the emergency stopped. While one conductor opened the doors, a witness said another tried to stop the alleged attacker.
The other conductor got stabbed because he was trying to prevent more people getting stabbed.
The alleged assailant is a 32-year-old British national. Witnesses said he screamed as he was arrested.
He was asking to be killed. When he was surrounded by the police, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me.
Police say the attack isn't being treated as terrorism. His motive remains unknown.
Leigh Cunary, CBS News, London.
Police also say they've examined security footage from on board the train, and it's clear the actions of a staff member were nothing short of heroic and undoubtedly saved many people's lives. He's the only victim who remains in critical condition. Well, still to come, Leslie DeMona launches the Doggy Bus, Uber for pets only, the Smithfield business that transports animals around Rhode Island. Plus, cool and sunny conditions. Donald has a look at your Monday forecast. A Rhode Island woman has come up with a solution for busy pet owners who need a hand getting their dogs and cats to the vet or anywhere else. This is how the rideshare service that's meant exclusively for pets.
For Leslie DeMona of Smithfield, her new bus business is everything she's ever dreamed of.
I thought that's got to be the best job ever.
And more.
Literally within a month, I had my business all registered. I had the van purchased.
On the outside, the big beautiful bus is quite eye-catching with pictures of pooches personal to her family.
At red lights, I see little kids pointing to the doggy bus.
But on the inside, things are even better because her passengers have 4 legs instead of 2.
This is purely transportation.
Good boy.
I do not put people on my bus. She's gonna. It is simply for the pets. I do take cats as well, as long as they're in a carrier.
We could go for a ride. Leslie just launched the Doggy Bus. It's basically Uber, but only for animals.
Everybody has a really busy schedule, and so I thought that would be really cool to be able to pick them up, take them to their destination, and return them home later.
Using a QR code and a scheduling app, people can reserve rides for their pets.
You would load up your information, the pet's information, the date, time, where do you want to go. I approve the ride, and I show up at your door.
Then, for a reasonable fee, she safely transports them around Rhode Island and into Massachusetts if need be.
Every dog gets their own seat, their own harness, their own restraint. There are no crates. I want the dogs to be comfortable as if they're going for a ride with mom and dad.
12 dogs can be seated at a time.
Good girl!
Though things can get noisy, Leslie says she enjoys every minute.
I love the idea that every day I get up and I get to play with dogs and take them to different appointments.
With a background in higher education, she saw a ride-share solution to a possible pet problem.
You might have a late meeting, you might be a single mom and not be able to get that dog to that appointment on time, and even the elderly, right, disabled.
Having the support of local groomers like All for Paws has made a meaningful impact.
It's been a fantastic reaction. People are very interested in it and really want to know more about it.
I think that's a lot of people's dream job. Well, now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we have a pretty cool morning, but that's going to lead to a very sunny, beautiful day today. I'll have your full forecast coming up after the break. It is a cool, crisp morning at downtown Pittsburgh. Actually, things are going to start warming up. But right now, we're looking really good, clear skies, not a cloud in sight as you're waking up this morning. Like I said, a lot on the cooler side. Taking a look at 7th and Rangeline as well. Clear skies. A really, really nice morning to be waking up for this Monday. You know, after that fall back that we had with extra sleep, it's nice to wake up on a Monday morning and just feel like you're a little bit more rested because of that extra hour, and also waking up to some more beautiful weather as well. 20th range line as well. You know, people are starting to get out there pretty active, you know, so as you're getting up in the morning and you're feeling pretty good. Also, we're looking pretty good on the fog. You can see there's nothing going on. Clear skies pretty much as you're driving all the way through 44. You know, if you're driving in Joplin and Pittsburgh and Carthage, it looks really good out there. The roads are clear from the fog. All right, let's take a look at that future track right now. So, clear skies pretty much by noon. That's going to continue through the day. We are getting some southerly winds that are going to be bringing in some warmer air. That's actually going to be pretty much the trend for the rest of the week. And then also by about 5 o'clock, the winds are going to shift from the southwest to pretty much the south. Like I was saying, we do have more winds that are pushing off to the west, but that's not really going to affect us too much. It's still going to be pretty warm, and that trend is going to continue through Monday night as well. You can see just a little bit of spotty clouds up there in the northeastern part of our viewing area, but for the most part, still very clear and cool, very clear pretty much all day and even into Monday night and Tuesday as well. Tuesday, as you're waking up in the morning, southerly winds. It's going to be feeling pretty warm out there again. Maybe just a few spotty clouds through the day. Maybe the winds will pick up just a tad bit. However, it'll still feel very warm outside and also feel really good. And then by about 5 o'clock, those winds are still going to kind of be there, but maybe a little bit of clouds, but overall a very nice warm day. Those clouds are going to start pushing out by Wednesday morning, and as you're waking up, still southerly winds, feeling pretty good still. We're not really expecting any rain at all for pretty much the rest of the week. The winds do shift a little bit from the west or from the south to from the north, and that's still going to have some clearer skies by Wednesday afternoon as well. As you can see, the winds are going to be shifting from the northeast, but it's still expecting to be pretty nice as we get into Thursday morning as well. So starting your day for today, 8 a.m., it's going to be sunny, 48 degrees, and we're going to warm up. We're going to get up to about 60 degrees by 11 o'clock in the morning. Sunny skies. It shouldn't say partly cloudy there. It was supposed to say sunny. Not sure why it changed, but it's going to be pretty much sunny all day long. And if you're planning your afternoon, same thing. Noon, 62 degrees. We're going to get up to about 66 for a high. Southwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. So a very beautiful day for today. It's not really feeling like fall. Planning your evening, we're only going to get down, 50 degrees tonight, 60 degrees at 6 p.m. By about 10 p.m., 51 degrees. Oh, clear skies pretty much the entire day. Taking a look at your 10-day forecast. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Up until we get to about Friday, we're going to see a little short wave that's going to push in. Might bring in some rain chances. That is going to cool things down pretty much by about Sunday. We're going to get back to those fall-like temperatures. So I would probably say really enjoy this week while it's sunny and it's here. That system pushes in on Friday, and then Saturday starts to cool down a little bit, and then we're going to get back to that fall-like temperatures. Now, that's your look at your full forecast. Here is Sam with Health Watch.
Thanks, Donald. Children whose mothers who experience postpartum depression and other psychological distress have a higher risk of neurodevelopmental delays. A study published in JAMA found that even a pregnant mother's psychological distress before giving birth can affect the development of a child. Researchers say the findings underscore the importance of addressing mental health during and after pregnancy. Exposure to artificial light at night can raise your risk of heart disease. A Massachusetts General Hospital study found that nighttime light pollution, which is common in many cities, increases stress-related activity in the brain. That can lead to inflamed arteries and a higher risk of heart disease. The study's authors recommended keeping the bedroom as dark as possible and avoiding screen time before bed. How far you live from your primary care doctor could affect your health. A study in Canada found people who lived 18 miles or more away from their family physician were more likely to rely on the ER for non-emergencies and saw their doctors less, which led to lower quality health care. Men, people from lower income communities, and those under 65 were most at risk. 15 million people around the globe suffer a stroke every year, according to the World Health Organization, but a new surgery is providing hope to some patients. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how a brain implant is helping stroke survivors regain his hope and his strength.
On Christmas Day 2023, Tommy Fellow was driving home from work when his car started veering off to the left.
I thought I just had low air and my tires were getting a flat tire, but then when I got home and tried to get out of the car, I realized that I was something was definitely wrong.
His family checked for signs of a stroke and then called an ambulance.
Thank goodness we did, because they took me to the hospital and I was able to get the clot busting drug within the 4 hours.
Fellow's stroke left him with no movement in his left arm or left leg, as well as numbness in his face and a heaviness in his chest. And those symptoms have stayed with him since the stroke. But that's not unusual for stroke patients, says Dr. Mark Bain.
Typically, the only real option is to undergo intensive rehab to get better. But usually at some point, that rehab will plateau and patients don't see any improvement.
The Cleveland Clinic is one of only a few sites in the U.S. pairing physical therapy with an FDA-approved brain implant surgery to help stroke survivors improve function through vagal nerve stimulation.
In our experience so far, we've implanted about 10 of these vagal nerve stimulators, and almost all of the patients have had improvement.
Months after Bain performed that surgery on Fellow, this stroke survivor says he's seeing progress every day.
Whenever I'm feeling down, I just look at where I came from and how far we've come. We have a long way to go, but that's how I keep myself encouraged.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
Since every minute is crucial after a stroke, the American Stroke Association says to use the letters FAST to help spot symptoms. F is for face drooping, A is for arm weakness, S is for speech delay, and T is for time to call 911 if you see any of these symptoms. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, bowlers in Carthage are striking and giving back to the Carthage community.
You're waking up to a cool morning. However, things are going to change. It's going to warm up. Beautiful day and a beautiful rest of the week. Details coming up.
Plus, local fire departments share tips to keep your home and family safe this season.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm meteorologist Donald Lagiv. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Yes.
You know, it's weird because, you're talking about how beautiful of a day it is today. And it is a much, warmer morning than we saw. I remember yesterday I was taking down Halloween decorations and it was frosty out. And I was, you guys were warning us and I still didn't pay enough attention. So I walked out and I was like, it's cold.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had some cooler weather, this weekend past Halloween, but we are going to get some really nice weather this week that I'm really looking forward to. Yes. So very unseasonably warm, but hey, we'll take it. We're in November now.
Appreciate it while we have it.
Yeah, because things are going to change a little bit later on this week. But let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. Like I was saying, it's going to be pretty cool out there this morning, a little bit warmer than it has been over the last couple of days, but clear skies, and things are going to start warming up as the day progresses because mostly it's going to be sunny. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Take a look at 7th and Range Line. I was saying, beautiful out there this morning. No clouds in the sky, all clear. Same thing in 20th and Range Line. You guys are getting out there, getting out the door, going to get your coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I probably need it getting up this early in the morning. But the sunny skies that are going to be coming are definitely going to wake me up. And another good thing too is the fog is non-existent. Look at that. Pretty much no fog at all. Clear driving conditions as you're driving into work. It looks really good for today. All right, let's take a look at that future track. So we have some southwesterly winds that are going to be bringing in that warmer air today, and things are not really going to change much. Clear skies pretty much most of the day. Those will start to shift from southwest to the south. Not much of a change, as you can see. Maybe just a few clouds, as you can see, by about 8 p.m., but mostly clear. You're not really going to see any clouds at all. No rain. It's going to be very beautiful. Like I said, just a few spotty patches of clouds out there later on this evening. Taking a look at those temperatures, like I was saying, it's a little bit on the cooler side, but not too bad. Mostly mid-40s across most of our area, so pretty good. Planning your school day as you're getting out the door, 43 degrees, clear skies by lunchtime, 62, and then as you're heading home, 66 degrees. It's going to feel really good. Make sure your kids get outside and do something fun. Like I was saying, look at those temperatures, 66 degrees by 3 o'clock, all sunny skies. But I'll have more details about this beautiful day coming up.
Donald thanks. The Thanksgiving spirit is starting early in Carthage with a fall event that put a fun twist on giving back. Local bowlers hit the lane Sunday for the Win a Turkey, Give a Turkey tournament, supporting Carthage Crosslines and Butterball's efforts to provide turkeys to families in need this holiday season. The 3-game tournament rewarded skill and generosity, with the bowler who scored the most strikes taking home a cash prize. In Baxter Springs, Tractor Supply hosted a special Hometown Heroes Farmers Market event this weekend, honoring local first responders while supporting area vendors. 8 to 10 local farmers and makers set up outside the store, selling homemade goods and handcrafted items. The Baxter Springs Fire Department also joined in, bringing a fire truck for a touch-a-truck experience for kids. The holiday season kicked off in Joplin with the Joplin Expo Holiday Market, bringing big crowds and dozens of local makers under one roof. Around 70 vendors set up for the 2-day event, offering handmade gifts, holiday decor, boutique items, and seasonal treats. Families also got the chance to snap pictures with Santa, while roaming artists added festive fun throughout the expo.
Well, I'm glad that we're offering this to Joplin for the first time. This is the largest holiday market that the area has ever had. We're in the Joplin Expo 40,000 square foot space. We're putting on this show in-house. So this is something we're doing at the Expo. We usually rent space for other shows, but we're actually going to do this one in-house annually every year, and this is the first kickoff for many.
The City of Commerce celebrated fall this weekend with a festival at Charles Sill Memorial Park. The 4-hour event brought together families and local businesses, featuring 13 vendors, live music, and plenty of seasonal fun. Visitors enjoyed food trucks, craft booths, and activities for kids, including bounce houses and games.
This has been going on. This is the 4th consecutive year that we've done it. We've done it in years past, but there was a time in there of like 5 or 10 years that we didn't have a fall festival, and I think it was 3 years ago. This is the 3rd annual that we've had in a row for quite a while.
The festival also hosted a chili cook-off, bake-off, car show, and cornhole tournament, drawing participants from across the area. With the fallback of an hour for daylight savings time, first responders give tips to stay safe at home. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
With colder temperatures rolling in and the changing of the clock, local fire personnel want to remind folks to check their smoke alarms to safely begin heating their homes.
The main thing that we concern with life safety is going to be smoke detectors. We always recommend checking batteries and smoke detectors once a month, but whenever we do daylight savings times, we'd recommend changing those batteries, making sure they're still good.
With many people using a fireplace or a wood stove for heating, the fire department also gave tips to stay safe while doing so.
It's getting chimney time, a fireplace, wood stoves. Make sure your chimney, get it cleaned out. Make sure it's clean, that soot's not building up in there, causing chimney fires or flue fires in the future.
Reddings Mill Fire Department says that awareness is the best type of prevention, and having a plan could save you or someone else's life.
But that's really the meat and potatoes of the fire service, is trying to prevent those catastrophes or those incidents from happening. And the more that we can prevent or inform people what to do in case something happens, the better outcome for the residents it is, and also for the fire service as well.
Reporting in Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Reddings Mill Fire also says that if you use a space heater in your home, make sure things are out of range of contacting it to prevent a potential fire. Well, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, federal judges ordered the government to use emergency funds for food stamp benefits. And coming up, no major studio releases lead to a disappointing Halloween weekend at the box office. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, 2 federal judges are ordering the Trump administration to replenish food aid benefits to tens of millions of people across the country. Friday, federal judges in Rhode Island and Massachusetts ruled the government is required to tap into billions of dollars in emergency funds to help pay for food stamp benefits. Both judges rejected the Department of Agriculture's claim that it couldn't use contingency funds during the shutdown. U.S. District Judge John McConnell in Rhode Island said, quote, "The shutdown of the government through funding doesn't go away with SNAP. It just does away with the funding of it." The ruling comes one day before those benefits were set to expire. Wendy's is set to announce an aggressive relaunch plan amid slumping sales. The fast food chain is facing some big hurdles. The company's stock is down 50% year to date. They don't have a permanent CEO, and recent promotions have largely flopped. Wendy's strategic plan will be revealed during its November 7th earnings call. It includes refreshed marketing and investments in restaurant technology like digital menus. As the federal government shutdown marks day 34, President Trump, in an interview with CBS News' 60 Minutes, doubled down on his insistence that he will not negotiate with congressional Democrats until the government reopens. This as a new CBS News poll finds that there is rising concern over the shutdown. The number of Americans who disapprove of the president's handling of the shutdown has also ticked up. There were no major studio new movie releases this Halloween weekend. Drama Regretting You and horror sequel Black Phone 2 both topped the box office in North America, though with a disappointing $8 million each. The anime feature Chainsaw Man dropped to the third spot with just $6 million. The dwindling earnings capped off a 27-year low for October movie theater sales, with the exception of the pandemic in 2020, according to ComScore. And Krispy Kreme is expanding its menu from 10 to 16 daily full-size donuts flavors starting today. The chain also has 9 new flavors, including New York cheesecake and Oreos cookies and cream, as well as new seasonal flavors. To mark the new changes, Krispy Kreme is partnering with Grammy Award winner Montel Jordan. He's remade his 30-year-old classic This Is How We Do It to This Is How We Doesn't. Small businesses are the backbone of San Diego's tourism economy, and now one local program is helping them thrive. We take you inside the Tourism Accelerator and meet a Hillcrest art studio benefiting from the support.
For 11 years, Studio Door has been a staple in the Hillcrest art community.
The Studio Door likes to give opportunities to artists in all different ways.
The gallery owner, Patrick Stillman, says while running a business comes with challenges,
there's a lot to handle with the slowing tourism, with the challenging economy. It can be a very lonely experience running a business.
Programs like the Tourism Accelerator help make a difference.
I just was so neighborhood focused, and it really gave me an opportunity to sort of expand my visibility in San Diego.
The program is run by the San Diego Tourism Authority, assisting small underrepresented businesses with marketing, development, mentorship, and how to navigate the tourism industry with monthly educational events.
So it's doing our part to both bring that revenue from our visitor into San Diego, but also support our local residents to make sure that they have what they need to succeed.
Teresa Cunningham says they're welcoming a new group in 2026 to participate in the program. They're looking for businesses that have a focus on environmental sustainability.
And we thought, how can we do our part to help uplift and support those businesses to grow? Just knowing it's such a big part of what makes us special, but also is good for our destination in the long term.
Stillman says anything that supports small businesses helps save small businesses.
It's really easy to let small businesses disappear and then sort of cry about it. Oh, I love that place. And there's nothing you can do once it's gone.
The deadline to apply is November 20th.
That's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Yes, we have a very cool morning out there. It looks pretty good. We are going to head into a very beautiful sunny day today, and that trend is going to continue through the week. But I'll have your full forecast coming up after this break.
If you love Nutella, you could soon see a change in price. The details on the reasons why in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. It appears China has bought more U.S. soybeans. Bloomberg reporting Beijing bought at least 4 U.S. soybean cargoes after Thursday's meeting between Presidents Trump and Xi. It says the cargoes are for shipment later this year and into early 2026. Now, it's estimated total volume at around 250,000 tons. As we reported earlier this week, China agreed to buy at least 12 million tons of soybeans this year, followed by 25 million tons annually over the next 3 years. And if you love Nutella, there could soon be a shortage and higher prices. Online reports say Italy saw a poor hazelnut harvest, and another source for hazelnuts, Turkey, was hit by frost. Ferraro, the maker of Nutella, is reportedly sourcing hazelnuts from Chile and the U.S., where the company has expanded production. And you may be eating a lot of chocolate for Halloween, but what if it could actually extend your life? New research reveals flavonoids, the powerful compounds found in some plant-based foods, can dramatically reduce your risk of chronic disease. But researchers say it's important to have a variety of flavonoids in your diet. That includes red wine and dark chocolate, but also things like tea, apples, berries, and oranges. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to meteorologist Donald O'Keefe with a look at your forecast.
So after a very cool fall-like Halloween, actually, we were looking at that chocolate. It makes me pretty hungry. And I was going to say, if we're looking at pretty nice weather out there for today, we're actually looking at pretty clear skies in downtown Joplin. It's a little bit cool out there, but things are going to change later on today, but I'll have more about that coming up. Take a look at 7th and Range Lines. Again, very clear out there, very cool. People are starting to get up, get going, getting out and getting your coffee, waking the kids up for the bus. 20th and Range Line, like you see, is definitely starting to get a little bit busy, but it is looking really good out there. Very clear. Look at this fog tracker. Nothing going on really. I mean, just a little bit. Nothing, 9.9 there in Mount Vernon, but you can pretty much see 10 miles. It's really looking very cool, very clear out there. So that's actually not going to change, just going to warm up a little bit. So looking at our future track, Monday at noon, we are going to see winds coming out of the southwest that will be bringing in some warmer air, but clear skies. And that actually is going to continue through the day. 5 p.m., winds are going to start shifting out of the south, bringing in, like I said, still that warm air is going to be sticking around, clear skies. It's going to look really good this evening, and then maybe just a few spotty clouds out there, but nothing really to worry about. No rain at all. Very clear and very beautiful. Those southerly winds are going to stick around. Tuesday, as you're waking up in the morning, still those southerly winds. It's still going to be pretty warm as you're waking up, very unseasonably warm for the mornings, and then it pretty much continues through the day. Still maybe a few spotty clouds there, but still no rain associated with us. Very beautiful and clear, and maybe just a little bit more clouds later on in the afternoon, but those clouds are going to start clearing out Wednesday morning. Winds are still going to be coming out of the south. It's going to feel a little bit warmer for your Wednesday morning, and that's not really going to change much by Wednesday afternoon. Winds are going to start shifting from the south to the north, but we're still going to have some nicer weather. It's going to be a little bit cooler on Wednesday, not by much. And you can see pretty much clear skies all through Wednesday evening and also into Thursday morning. So we're looking at a pretty nice week. But starting your day today, so 8 a.m., sunny, 48 degrees. It is going to start warming up to about 60 by 11 a.m. It says partly cloudy, but it's actually supposed to say sunny. It's going to be a very sunny, beautiful day out there. Planning your afternoon, we're getting up to about 66 degrees. Southwest winds about 5 to 10 miles an hour. At about noon, sunny skies, 62. About 4 p.m., 66, 65 degrees. Very beautiful out there. Make sure you're getting outside and enjoying this beautiful weather. Even for this evening, we're only going to get down to about 50 degrees. It is going to be clear, 60 degrees by 6 p.m. and about 51 at 10. Clear skies. Very beautiful night. Make sure you really enjoy this while it's here, because things are going to change a little bit later on next week. But look at this. Look at how beautiful this week is going to be. This is very unseasonably warm for this time of the year. Maybe a little bit about average, but it's looking really good. And then a front is actually going to push through on Friday, possibly bringing in some rain chances. However, It's going to be pretty low for those rain chances, but we can't rule out that there might be an isolated shower with that. And that will actually continue through the weekend, dropping those temperatures down just a little bit. We're going to get back to those low 50s by later on next week. So that front is going to be bringing in those cooler temperatures next weekend. However, those temperatures are going to be really nice the rest of this week, and I'm really looking forward to that. So enjoy that nice weather while it is here. But that is a look at your full forecast. More news and weather coming up after the break.
New research suggests a fossil long thought to be a juvenile T-Rex was actually a different dinosaur. This video shows a T-Rex. The bones come from the Dueling Dinosaurs collection in North Carolina, originally believed to be Triceratops and a young T-Rex. But after studying those fossils and more than 200 other Tyrannosaurus bones, researchers say that the smaller skeleton was a full-grown Nano-Tyrannosaurus. The dinosaur was about 18 feet long with longer arms, unlike the T-Rex's short limbs you see here. The findings means some T-Rex research may need to be reevaluated, since data from the two species may have been mixed. The study was published in the journal Nature.
So we're having a pretty nice day out there. We're going to be taking a look at your day here. We're going to warm up to about 60 degrees by about noon. Sunny skies. It's going to be really nice by about noon. And we're going to get up to about 66 degrees. Winds out of the southwest about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So it'll feel really, really good today. And that trend is actually going to continue. But looking at tonight, low about 50, winds out of the south about 5 to 10 miles an hour. There might be a little bit of wind associated with that, but not too much. We're only going to get up to, like I said, about 10 p.m., 50, 51, 50 degrees. So very nice overnight. So make sure you're getting out there and just enjoying this beautiful weather, because look at that. Very beautiful, very nice, warm, unseasonably warm-like temperatures this week until about Friday, where we get a chance for a possible isolated shower. We're not really worried about that right now. We're going to see what happens over the next week, but things are going to start cooling down just a little bit as that front passes. Not bad on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to be definitely getting back to those fall-like temperatures at about 50 degrees, but it's still going to be pretty sunny and pretty nice. So I would definitely enjoy these upper 60s, low 70s through the rest of the week. Even through the weekend, it looks pretty good, with even though there is a chance for a spotty shower here or there Friday, and then more of like fall again later on next week. But I definitely would enjoy that while it is here, because we are starting to move into fall. It is November and it's starting to feel like that.